So hey people, welcome to this tutorial where I show you how to make Bantu knots with coils. So first off, the first thing I'm going to be doing is to section my hair, divide the hair into 4 equal parts, and which is because I am trying to mimic a basket kind of shape for this hair. So the trick I use in having clear visible lines is to section my hair first, apply a bit of hair cream, and then I go over it again, section it again, and then go over it again with a bit of edge control, and then try to brush all those tiny hairs apart. So now diving right into the hair, this is the first part I'm taking. So this part is going to come out looking like a bit of a triangle. So here I'm sectioning the one side of the triangle, that is one of the sides. So it's a slant kind of section, it is not straight. So I'm doing that, and then up next I'm going to section the other part of the triangle to give me the shape which I try to describe to you, which is what I am doing right now. And then the next thing I'm doing is to apply a bit of hair cream and then section it a little bit to make that line very clean, and then apply a bit of edge control. After applying the edge control, for this edge control you can use any edge control, any hair gel of your choice, not hair gel now, hair wax kind of something thick, not gel. So as you can see, I sectioned it again to make it very smooth, and then I'm going to use a tiny toothbrush to brush it so that I can get rid of any tiny hairs that may want to make the lines look unclean. So that's pretty much what I did. Then I took this tiny rubber bands and then I knotted the hair. Is that what it is? More like a protective hairstyle kind of thing. So I'm just going to be repeating the same process on the second line. I actually decided to show this particular part in case there is anything or any step you might have missed in the first one I did, so that you can watch this again and then see. So this is me ruling that line properly, putting in a bit of edge control, brushing it out, brushing it in place, so that I'm going to have that clean, well-defined line. So I'm just brushing the front properly, making everything look sleek and good and proper, so that it can be a very good and beautiful look. So that's pretty much it. So I'm doing the same thing, using the tiny black rubber bands to go around it and make it, knot it tightly. Yeah, so that's what I did. So I just quickly went over the previous one again because I noticed it wasn't as sleek as how the way I wanted it to be. So I added in a bit of edge control, made it a bit smoother, brushed it a little bit more, and then knotted it back again in place. I just want it to look very clean, very crisp. So up next, this is the third section, going again with a bit of a slant line, using a bit of edge control to make that line very crisp, and then using a tiny toothbrush to smoothen it out to give it a sleek look. That's the process of this particular look. So that you want it to look crisp, you want it to look very laid. Yeah, that's the word. So I added my edge control again, and I'm making it look as sleek and as laid as possible. I'm picking up all of those tiny hairs and then up next I'm using the rubber band to knot it round so that it is in place. So this is pretty much the foundation process, and I'm going to do this all around to other parts of the hair as well, as you can see. So this is the line thing I'm telling you about, just in case you're struggling with creating clean lines for your hair. So just a bit of edge control or a bit of cream, and then you roll over that line again, and then you use a tiny bit of toothbrush to brush away all the tiny hairs that might get in the way. You can see I'm going over that line again to make it very, very clean. So here is my toothbrush, I'm brushing away, and that's what I am doing right here. So I think this should solve it for a lot of people that ask, how do you make your lines very clean? I do this a lot, even when I am making my own hair, even when I weave my hair myself. I get this question a lot: how do you make your hair look very neat even when you're making for yourself? So now let's jump back into our Bantu knots. So I'm going to do this step all around the whole hair, and then that's what I have done on that side, and then I'm doing this same step on this other side so that I get everything all laid down, all knotted, before I go in with twisting the hair. So you just watch and see. Yes, so I've done that all around, and I'm just giving it a final brush. This is the final hair I'm going to be knotting. I've done every single thing I need to do about the base. This is the base. So here again with my black rubber band, and I'm just giving it a knot. So that is it. I pulled that a bit so that it's going to be firm and tight, and here is me going in with a bit of edge control again, so that I'm more of making it as sleek as possible. So that is it for the base of this hair. The next thing I'm going to be doing after all of this that you have seen is I'm going to be twisting it, but this is me just finishing up the base. I needed the hair to look very neat. I needed it to look very, very sleek. Not because you're doing Bantu knots, you're just going to make everything look funny. Yeah, so it's actually a very good look. So finally, this is it. This is the whole base. This is her hair, and then now I'm brushing it out. I'm combing out her actual hair, and then I'm twisting it. It's just, how do I explain twist now? So we are just sectioning the hair into two and making it in a spiral motion, making the two in a spiral motion, yeah, in the same direction. So I'm twisting. I'm going to twist the whole hair, and then after that I'm going to grab some extensions and start the hair proper. So at this point I had twisted the whole hair and knotted, at least I had knotted these two, you could see, but here I'm doing the final twist for the hair. Yeah, so this is me just twisting, and that is it. So now I'm grabbing extensions, and you're going to create a loop on her hair. That's what it is. I created two loops. That's the first one, and this is the second one. And then I'm going to plait. Yes, the first thing I'm doing is to plait it a bit, and then move into twisting it. So I plaited the base of it just to make it really, really firm. So the plaiting is sectioning the hair into three, and then using the extension to wrap that hair that you twisted, so that it is not separate and it is not obvious. So this is what it looks like. So I just twisted and twisted till I got to the end, and now I am knotting. So I started knotting from the base, and here is where the beautiful part comes in. I took coily extensions, and you can see I allowed a bit. I didn't finish knotting, I allowed a bit to remain, and I'm going to wrap that coily extension, section it into 2/3 and 1/3. So the shorter part, I wrapped it, and I wrapped the whole of the short one into it, and then I wrapped the longer part in the opposite direction. I'm going to be doing this 3 times so that you can see, even if my explanation is not clear enough. So at this point, what I did was I secured it and then used the remaining of that extension to wrap it again. So this is another coil. So for this one, I just took it, the shorter part, I wrapped and wrapped and wrapped till it is firm, and then wrapped the longer part in an opposite direction. Like I said, if my explanation is not clear enough, you can watch the video closely so you see exactly what it is I did. So this is another one. Watch closely again. I'm grabbing an extension and I'm creating a loop. So I looped it in. So I looped it in this way, made it firm, grabbed another extension, looped it in again, made it firm, and then I'm dividing it into 3, and I'm going to plait it just for a bit. So I plaited, that is dividing it into 3 and plaiting it a bit. Then I start twisting it. For twisting, you divide it into 2 and just keep twisting till we get to the very end. So this is what I did till I got to the end. Then after getting to the end, I'm going to start wrapping it into a knot. So while wrapping it, I didn't finish wrapping the whole thing. I left some of the extension out, took my coily extension, divided it into 2 and wrapped the shorter part in, wrapped the longer part in an opposite direction, then took the remaining part of that hair extension I twisted to lock it in, that is to wrap it over that coily hair that I added there, which is what I am doing. You can see I'm wrapping this over the coily hair extension. That is exactly what I am doing. So that is for this first one. And now I took another coily hair, divided it into 2, not into 2 equal parts, into 2, a very short side, and then the longer part. The short side, I wrapped it in an opposite direction. The longer part, I wrapped it in an opposite direction to secure that short part in. So this is the third one. For this third one, I'm making it a bit slower. So watch closely. I'm doing this all over again. I made a loop with the first extension, made another loop. As you can see, I passed it into that loop, made it firm, and then I'm going to be dividing the extension into 3 and plaiting it for a bit. While plaiting it, I'm going to make sure that I wrap that twisted natural hair into the extension in a way that it is not obvious. Then once I get to a certain point, I divide it into 2 and then I start twisting the hair. So here, that is what I am doing. So I'm just twisting it all till I get to the end of this hair. So that's what I'm doing here. So you just twist till you get to the very end. So that's pretty much what I did here. And the next thing I'm going to be doing is to wrap into a bantu knot. So I held just a bit and started wrapping. So grabbed a bit of grab a coily extension, section this into two parts that are not equal. I wrapped the shorter one in first, then wrap the longer one in an opposite direction, and as you can see, I'm locking it down with that extension that I twisted, which I was using to create the bantu knot. So you see, I wrapped. Now I've completed my bantu knot with the coils locked in. So I took another coily one. Why I'm taking another coily hair is for volume. I just want to have a bit of volume for the coily hair. I don't want it to be too scanty. So I went to another side, another part of the same hair, sectioned it into two not equal parts, wrapped the shorter one in an opposite direction and wrapped the longer one in an opposite direction until it is firm enough. So here I'm just filling in. I used bobby pin in as if I'm trying to crochet it into the hair, because like I said, I didn't want it to be so scanty. So I didn't want it to be so scanty. So I'm adding some more coily hair extension into places that I felt needed some more. And then another thing I noticed while I was making this is I noticed that the left part was a bit longer, that's for the coily hair, than the right part. So I went ahead and also added longer coily hairs to balance it up, make everything really even, make everything rhyme. So this is what I'm doing here. I am using crochet, I'm using bobby pin, in form of a crochet, to crochet in some more coily hair into it. So at this point I had gotten it to an extent, and then I'm just filling up, adding some more. You can actually do this in any way you want to do it. If you want it fuller, you can add more coily hair. You can make your own coily hair longer than this, whichever style, whichever way you want it to be. But basically I put the extra coily hairs into a bobby pin just like so, and I try to pass the bobby pin into the hair extension, into the bantu knot already. Then I created a loop, and that's how I did the extra ones that I did. So here my model was checking out her hair to see what it looked like, and to see if she liked the balancing of it. So this is the point where we decided to add some more extensions, which is what I did. I came back, added some more. I added some more coily hair, which you can see is longer than the previous one. So that's pretty much what I was trying to adjust here. I think we kind of liked it longer than the way it was initially. So that's what we are doing. So up next, I just took a bit of water and decided to make the coils a bit damp so that we can revive the coils some more. So yes, I used water, just the way you do your wavy hair. That's exactly what we did. So you can see it revived the coils and made it coilier than before. This is actually the finished look. I really hope you learned something from this video. I really hope you're going to recreate this in any pattern or in any style you want. So if you've watched this video up to this point and you have not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit the subscribe button. This is what we created. It's looking very beautiful, looking very gorgeous. This is the back view of the hair. I told you I wanted it to be in a triangular basket form, so that's pretty much what we did. And after all of this, we went off camera and I applied makeup onto my model's face, and at the end of this video you're gonna see how her face looks with the makeup. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, tell us what you think about our video, subscribe to our channel so you can see more videos. We make videos on skincare, we make videos on hair, we make videos on makeup. Yeah, so this is it. This is what Bantu knots with coils look like. This is how we created this one. Yeah, and this is my model looking gorgeous, all made up. Thanks for watching.